different guitars, depending on what type of guitar it is, electric or acoustic, um, the strings will be positioned slightly differently. Um, for a nylon string, also called classical guitar, the nylon is actually from horsehair. In that regard, for a nylon string guitar, a classical guitar, what you would do to change the strings is it actually goes on a knot, and there's a knot um, that it you tie it to the guitar. For an electric guitar, you take the strings and you usually thread it through. Depending on the type of guitar, most guitars you put it through the bottom of the bridge area here. Now, for nylon strings, you tie it here. Now, for Stratocasters, it goes from the bottom. It goes from the back. So you thread the um, string through, and then it goes up here. Now, but there are different types of ways that is done. So you have it. I'll be changing an acoustic guitar strings today. So these pegs here, you could feel them. There's um, now by touch, to give a frame of reference to our blind viewers, um, there is typically what's called a peg here. And this peg goes, uh, the string is held here by the peg. So the peg goes on top of the string, the bottom of it, and then gets threaded through the up the neck. This is the neck area. This is the body. And then up the neck into the actual um nut of the guitar. And then you have this area here as well. Okay. So the weight now, guitar strings are actually um the thickness of it. They have different thicknesses. So there are different gauges. So you may need a sighted guide. Um, I am going to use uh, a magnifier to do this, but you may need a sighted guide depending on how much vision is left. And right here on the back of it, there are different strings. So with a magnification looks like that. Each string varies in thickness, and it goes from so the way the guitar is positioned, we actually as guitar players, this is the high string, and this is the top string, and this is the bottom string. Because it doesn't go by what's the way it works visually, it goes by how it works sonically with guitar. So What that means is the thinnest string is on the bottom. That's the E string. And the top string is the thickest, which is also E. So it goes it goes E, B, G, D, A, and E. This purple right here.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah,
Okay.
like a dark purple.
Purple. Wait. They come in little coils and then you uncoil it. Okay. Now, silver is the E string. Typically, what brands will do is they'll color code it. But even if you can't see the colors, just know that when you feel the thinnest string, it is the high E string. So, what you do is, Margo, you see the pegs?
Huh?
You see the pegs?
Yes.
Okay. So, for an acoustic guitar, you simply, okay, you simply pull out the pegs.
Oh, they come out. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, what you could do is, I recommend for people who have fine motor issues, what you can do, now you have to be careful when you do this, because you don't want to break anything, is you can use pliers to get it out, like so. Can you see?
Yep. Careful, please. Oh, look, it comes right out. Okay.
It's broken. I don't need that anymore. And as you could feel, there's a little groove right there. Okay. So what you do is for an acoustic guitar, one end goes in here. This is the end of it. Then what you do is you put, okay, you put the, okay, now without tension, this thing is about to shake out. It's a little bit loose. Now, here's what you do with the other side of it. Now, the other side goes you now, Margot, can you see this
Yeah,
part where
now
the
I can
strings are?
see. Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. So what you do is the E string goes right there. You put one hand here. Now, I recommend if you use weights, you can do that too. Otherwise, just lean your body into it and you thread around 3 times. Then there's this little hole. You can feel for it, it's right there. And then you take the string and then I did it twice. Okay. You put it there, and then you go around like that, and then you put it through that hole. Thread it through. Good. Now, it'll look like that. And then you wind the string as if you're turning it with the tuning pin. And as you can see, the tension changes like that. Margot, you see everything?
Uh-huh. Perfect. That's really cool.
Yep. You do it like that, you pull it through. And remember, it has to stay. There's this little groove over here where the other side of the string's supposed to go. Oop, there we go. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll tune it afterwards. So the first color was silver. According to this, the next color is purple. Margot, this is purple right here.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's
Okay,
purple.
so I'll tune it afterwards, but that is the first thing. And now we repeat the process again. You know you're going up.
I can only see part of the little. There
Yeah,
we go.
you see it
Mm-hmm.
here?
Yeah, now
Okay.
I can see.
You know you're going up um the strings when you know you're going up when they start becoming a little bit thicker. So the first thing is, though, you have to loosen the strings. So the next string is the B string. We just did the high E, which is the thinnest. So you now do the next one. So you simply loosen it up. Another way that people do it is they cut it, but you loosen it up.
Yeah, I've seen people cut it before. That always made me nervous.
How, how do you think I'm doing, Marco? Doing good?
Very good.
And of course, I shake.
But your fine motor is actually pretty good on this video.
Okay. So now that that's undone, Margot, you see this over here?
Uh-huh. Yep.
You take that out, and then you replace the string. Again, you put in the hole, and then you
Move
put
move the camera up slightly. There you go.
it like that. Now you can feel again when you feel that groove. Okay. So now, and you know when your strings need to be straight, either when they break or they feel a bit rusted, a bit, dirty because I moved around a lot. There's a lot of things. So when they're dirty, and it doesn't sound good. Sound a little dull. Okay. So, okay. You- Okay. What? Look, Fargo.
Put the camera down. I can't see what you're looking at. That's better.
Thread it through. And then and when you're going in the right direction, when the excess feels tighter on your hand. And you can feel the tension. getting tighter. And you know you need to go tighter when you feel that the string is not close, or what we call the action isn't hanging too far above, because it doesn't make a sound here, because sound is air passing through a graven medium. So the it's too far up, so it's not going to sound like anything. That's why we need to go tighter. And you know you're tight when the string feels straight. Almost. Not tight enough. And you want the string to feel straight. Okay. Tune it later. All right. So, according to the guide on the back, which is typically on the back of the package of strings, next color is green. That is the G string. And you can put your magnifier, on it to the color. This this one is green, so that is the next string. Now we repeat the process. Uh, the G string is the third string. So now we loosen the string. And again, you can feel this because uh, it came out right there. So now, can you see this right here?
Point it down a little bit. There we go.
Yeah. So you can feel, I can't see the hole really, but you can feel that it's in that hole. So you twist it out of the hole, and then it's out. Okay. So now you take the new string, in this case the G string, pull it out, put that in. Can you see what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then you do the same thing. Thread it through. And then you can feel it under your finger right here, getting tighter. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. Sometimes this piece will pop out. You simply put it back in. Okay. That's the D-string. And then now I look, the next color on the guide is black, the D string. Okay. So here I have the D string. I'll go, we should show this to the movement guide too.
I'll send it to him because your fine motor is very good on this video, but there is still the shaking. Did you have propanol yet today?
No.
Maybe your nervous system's not as funked as we thought. That's good news. Don't worry, I'll cut those parts out. By the way, I can see your face, but not what you're doing.
What?
Okay, now I can see what. Yeah.
Okay. Now the D string. Now the way you know where you are on this side is you count from the bottom. And you know where the bottom is because you can feel this red thing here. It's red, it's the pick guard on the side of the body. It always is facing the bottom of the string set, the bottom of the guitar. So you know where you are. You count 1, 2, 3 from the uh from the bottom like that, and you know you're at G. The next one is D. So no. Sometimes it helps if you loosen it up. So,
Yeah, it looked like you
and
didn't have a very good grip on that little white thing. That's why
yeah,
it doesn't come out.
sometimes so this is the D string. Now, on an acoustic guitar and Gibsons, this isn't true on Fenders, but on an acoustic guitar and Gibson, there's also true on Rickenbacker as well. Most guitars, you have on your right side, uh, the side of the pick guard on the other side, you know which side is which based on where the pick guard is. The first one, you have E, B, and G. Second side, you have on the left side, and then on the right side, you have D, A, and E. Okay. So now, Margot, you see this over here?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now it came out.
Now I got it out, pull the string out, then you put the new string in, like that, and then you move it to this side.
Put the camera down again when you thread it in. There you go.
Okay, so you know the ones that have been cleaned because they feel smoother. The ones that are still dirty, the ones that feel rougher are the old ones. The one that feels smoother are the new ones. That's a good way to know where you are. Okay, we have the A string. Go back to the guide here. Red is the A string. Okay. And when it feels looser, you know that you're getting in the right direction to get off the old string. And then you repeat the process. Okay. Ah, my arms hurt. I'm in a lot of pain right now. Okay. Now the E string, the bottom string. This is E string. And then the last string.
Notice, Margot, the shaking's getting worse as I do it.
Put the camera down a little bit, but yeah, it's the same thing with CP. The longer you do a movement, the more the impairment will show.
What?
The longer you do a movement with a messed up nervous system, the more the impairment will show because of fatigue. That's
Yes.
what's happening.
Okay. So there are two left steps. If you have wire cutters, you can cut off the excess. Although, really, I'd recommend having somebody say to do this because you don't want to accidentally clip one of the strings that have already been wound. Um, so now that the string is complete, the guitar needs to now be tuned. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Right? And then you dispose of the excess. I'm going to transfer back. Now we can talk about tuning. So, a lot of different ways to tune it. You can tune it to itself, you can tune it to itself. So, the first string is E, the next string is E. So, you can tune it to itself. You also tune it to other instruments. Historically, um, Roger Waters had Rick Wright tune his bass, the keyboard player for Pink Floyd. Roger Waters, the bass player for Pink Floyd. There are a lot of different ways to do it. I've even tuned a ukulele by ear by using my guitar. So you can also use what's called a tuning fork based on the universal note. Every instrument can play an A note. A lot of different ways to do that. I am going to use a tuner. There are a lot of different apps for this. I have a tuning app. This is the tuning app.
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, so it goes in either direction, depending on whether you're flat, which means you're too low, or sharp, which means you're too high. So you start from the thinnest to the thickest, E to E. Now there are different tunings that you will use, but this is the main one, what's called standard tuning. Otherwise, numerically, we refer to it by its hertz, which would be 440. Now, oftentimes, breaking in a new pair of strings is like breaking in a new pair of shoes, so it can take a while. And you hear that little wobble, that's how you know you're close. Next is a B string. Was already in tune. Wait a second. This was G, not D, my mistake. When you hear that sound as it's clicking noise towards the neck of the guitar, you know it's too loose. the E string, which is the last string. What's generally recommended is you play the chord, which is just a collection of notes in a harmony. The chord typically people play first to check the tuning is in E major because both strings are E. So how does the guitar sound now, Margot?
Better.
And that's how you change guitar strings.